Tesla sold over 1.2 million Model Y units in a single year, more than any other car on Earth. And in 2026, people are still walking into showrooms and signing paperwork without asking a single hard question. That's the problem. The competition doesn't laugh at Tesla anymore. They studied it. They copied it. And in several key areas, they quietly surpassed it. The people who still treat the Model Y like it's 2020's untouchable crown jewel are making a very expensive mistake. A parking lot in Austin, Texas, 2024. A software engineer pulls up in his brand new Model Y. 6 months later, he's posting on forums about a third set of door seals, a rattling dashboard, and a paint defect that Tesla's service center told him was within acceptable tolerance. He didn't sell the car, but he told everyone he knew. In 2020, Tesla's closest EV competitor had maybe a 2 or 3% share of the US electric market. By 2026, that number looks completely different, and the gap keeps closing every single quarter. Hey, this is Mark, and you're welcome to AUTOSAYS. If that already surprised you, good. Hit subscribe so you don't miss where this goes, because this video isn't a Tesla hit piece. It's the video someone should have sent you before you opened that configurator. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly what the Model Y still does better than anything else in its price range, and what it genuinely no longer does well. And I'll show you something that Tesla's own executives have quietly admitted in earnings calls, something that most buyers never hear about because it's buried in financial language designed to minimize it. But before I get to that, I need to tell you about a decision Tesla made in 2023 that still haunts buyers today. Because without understanding that one internal decision, nothing else in this video fully makes sense. Let's start with why the Model Y became what it became. Because the story is stranger than most people realize, and it explains a lot about the car's present situation. In 2017, Tesla was burning through cash at a rate that made Wall Street genuinely nervous. Elon Musk was sleeping on the factory floor at Fremont. The Model 3 production ramp was a public disaster. Robots that were supposed to streamline everything actually slowed everything down. The press was writing Tesla's obituary on a weekly basis, and yet the demand was real. People wanted electric vehicles. They just couldn't get them reliably. So when the Model Y arrived in 2020, built on the same platform as the Model 3, the timing was almost perfect. Mainstream enough to be practical, electric enough to feel like the future, and priced just inside what a lot of households could stretch to justify. Tesla sold 500,000 of them in 2021, then 900,000 in 2022, then over 1 million. The growth curve looked like something out of a Silicon Valley pitch deck. Analysts started calling it the best-selling car on Earth, not just the best-selling EV. But here's where it gets interesting. That explosive growth created a problem Tesla didn't fully solve, and in some ways chose not to. When you scale production that fast, you make trade-offs. Every manufacturer does. Toyota learned this in the late 2000s when they pushed volume too hard and ended up with a recall crisis that nearly destroyed their reputation. Tesla made different trade-offs. They chose software sophistication over build consistency. They chose fast iteration over fit and finish. And for a while, buyers accepted that deal because the technology was genuinely miles ahead. That deal is now being renegotiated, and buyers are the ones at the table. Here's what Tesla's Q3 2024 earnings call quietly revealed, tucked inside the language about cost optimization and manufacturing efficiency. Tesla acknowledged declining gross margins on the Model Y specifically, not the whole lineup, the Model Y, the car that makes up the majority of their volume. They cut prices aggressively in 2023 to defend market share, and it worked in the short term. But the margin compression it created, that's real, and it affects everything downstream. When margins get squeezed, service budgets feel it. Parts availability tightens. The response time on warranty claims slows. And if you look at Tesla's service center ratings across major US cities over the past 18 months, there's a consistent pattern. The scores are trending down, not up, even as the number of service centers increases. Now, and this is important, that doesn't mean every Tesla owner has a bad experience. Many don't. But the consistency of the experience has become unpredictable in a way it wasn't 3 years ago. And that unpredictability has a dollar value attached to it. Here's the number that should make you stop and think. In 2020, the Model Y had exactly 3 serious direct competitors in the US market. In 2026, it has at least 11. 11 vehicles in the same price band, same segment, same use case, offering the same or better range, with software ecosystems that have genuinely caught up. And in some cases, with build quality that measurably exceeds what Tesla is currently delivering. That's not an opinion. J.D. Power's initial quality study said it clearly. Consumer Reports flagged it. And the forums, which are often the most honest mirror of real-world ownership, tell the same story. But here's where I want to resolve the thread I opened earlier. That decision Tesla made in 2023 that still affects buyers today, it was the decision to move away from the older sensor suite and push hard into a camera-only autonomy system. Full self-driving running purely on vision. No radar, no LiDAR. Technically fascinating. Arguably visionary. But in 2026, it still isn't delivering the level of hands-free highway driving that competitors like GM's Super Cruise, Ford Blue Cruise, and several new entrants are offering right now as standard or near-standard features on vehicles in the same price range. Which raises a bigger question, and this one doesn't have a clean answer yet. What happens to the Model Y's resale value? As more of these competitors gain scale and consumer trust, used car markets are slow-moving things. The EV resale story is still being written, but the early data suggests that Model Y depreciation curves are steepening, particularly for 2021 and 2022 models. Part of that is the aggressive new car price cuts Tesla made. When you slash the new price, the used market adjusts accordingly. A Model Y bought new in 2021 for $54,000 is now sitting at used car lots competing against new, well-equipped Korean and German EVs for $39,000 to $42,000. That's a financial reality that most online comparisons quietly skip past. So here's the bigger picture. The Model Y in 2026 is still a genuinely impressive piece of technology. The supercharger network remains the single best EV charging infrastructure in North America, even after opening it to other brands. Tesla's density and reliability advantage is real, and it matters on long road trips in a way that's hard to overstate. The over-the-air software updates are still better than anything the legacy automakers are doing. The cargo space, the frunk, the user interface responsiveness, these are real advantages that translate to daily life. But the days of it being the obvious, uncontested choice are over. And if you're about to spend $40,000 to $60,000 without doing a side-by-side comparison with at least 2 or 3 of the current alternatives, you're not buying a car, you're buying a habit. The people who are happiest with their Model Y in 2026 are the ones who knew what they were buying. A technology-forward vehicle with a strong charging ecosystem and a few rough edges, not a luxury product with flawless fit and finish. The people who are disappointed are the ones who expected both. If you've ever walked out of a Tesla service center feeling like the brand treated you like a number rather than a customer, you already know what I mean. And if you haven't had that experience yet, you're either lucky or you haven't needed service yet. Here's what this comes down to. The Model Y is not a bad car, but in 2026, it's no longer a safe default. It's a choice, and every choice deserves scrutiny. So, before you click order, go drive the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Drive the BMW iX1. Drive whatever's sitting on the lot near you with a charging port and a warranty you actually trust. Not because Tesla is about to collapse. They're not. But because you deserve to make an informed decision with your own money, not just go along with the crowd. The real question isn't whether the Model Y is a good car. It is. The real question is it still the best car for you? At this price, in this market, in 2026, that answer depends entirely on what you actually need. Drop your honest answer in the comments. If you already own a 2023 or newer Model Y, tell us what your service experience has actually been like. Not what you expected. What actually happened. And if you want to see why one German automaker quietly made a decision in 2024 that could flip the entire EV market in North America within 3 years, that video is coming next. And trust me, the number involved is not what anyone expected.